is to people like, hey, can you make another episode and then we'd like to see it tomorrow? Just like that. I'm like, no, it doesn't happen this way. It takes us about a year with like, I don't know if it's 100 people or a little less, but it's a lot of people, big crew for a long time to create an episode. And these episodes are staggering each other. So I'll quickly explain, hopefully you don't get bored. If you're falling asleep, it's okay. There's a lot of empty seats you can lie down. But anyhow, I just gotta quickly run through, hopefully this is an interesting way for you guys on it. And also, for some of you, I know a lot of you wanted to get into the industry, and there's a lot of job positions in between, like say animation or voice acting. There's other jobs available.
Yeah, is anybody interested in getting into making cartoons? Any voice acting, drawing, art, animation?
Look, all these people, it's great.
So this is like really good place to be. I mean, it's not often you get to hear directly from a director.
So I'm just gonna do a simple breakdown of the show, right? This is what would happen in the office. But this is one episode. Remember, why we're doing this, we're doing maybe around 8 episodes of overlapping of everything is happening at the same time. But I'll throw these in as I go. Okay, so first thing you get is you get a premise of the script coming. You're like, yeah, story, and it feels good. Okay, you don't worry about like if there is enough stake or there's enough like dilemma between the characters. It's like, okay, Rainbow Dash is doing this with Pinkie Pie, and then they go to do this, and then the end they're happy ending. You know, something like, I can't make up something right now. But anyway, that's pretty much it. And you're like, okay, or you're like, no, let's change the character or something. And then after premise, we get outlines, which is a little bit more elaborated stories of like Pinkie, and you know, maybe there's a location, there's a time, then travel, and maybe Spike was there to screw things up, to be like a sidekick joke as always, which is great, right? Spike is funny, and then we get like first draft, second draft, and then so each stage we get more fine tweens of what it is. So, and then another way to learn is like we have to learn to give the right notes at the right stage. We can't just say, wait a second, this like a donut shop is not the way I wanted it. I want it to be like a pizza shop, you know. No, it can't. That's too early to say it, you know, at the earliest. Anyway, so after the script is locked, where everybody's happy, me and Jim both happy. Well, Jim has to be happy because he's a big boss. He's like, I'm gonna be happy. That's exactly Jim. Oh, don't look down. Oh, it's not recorded, right? And then so after this, after you got the script, which is a story already told and it's perfect, then we send it to design department. So we have a design department where the art directors, and we have like character designer, prop designer, and background designer, and then multiple designers. Design crew is usually pretty small, so they can handle a lot of stuff. Super talented people. And then we do the breakdown of the show based on the script. You know, location, backgrounds, and maybe there's a new character happened in the episode. So they have to decide, okay, what this character should look like. You know, is it a fashion guy or whatever? Is he like a vendor dude or whatever? Anyway, so all the designs coming, it's in stages as well. Like they come in rough, we approve or we disapprove, and then they go clean up and color. So each stage we have to review it, and every week it was like, oh, it's a review. Anyway, I like it. So, and then so during the time they're doing designs, this script sent to where a lot of people you guys are interested in, the agent. So the characters are called from the agent to the recording studio, and then we all meet up to do a voice report of the episodes. Usually. For us, it's like a morning, like 3 to 4 hours, 3 hours to do a 22-minute report if everybody present. And it's a very organized event. Everybody be there on time. Like Ashley, they're always there on time. And then Tabitha always brings like chocolate cake and gingerbread cookies. Just like so good. Like I had to stop eating because I was like, my belly started to touch the tables while I was working and my tea. Anyway, so they do the voices, and if there's a new character, and that's when we do auditions, right? A new important character, that's when we have to audition to a new voice, and that's when all the agents finding the regular whatever voices, and so they do audition, and we'll like listen to the tape. Oh yeah, this one is good. This guy's voice is good, but no acting skills. Next, kind of thing. Everybody can do it, but I have to say these guys are talented. They're so talented. It's easy to make a voice and then do something else. It's okay, but to make that voice and act, and that's the talent. That's a talent. I mean, I don't have. I tried a couple of times, and I'm listening to myself like, wow, my God, that's what I'm not there, right? That's why I'm not in the room with the microphone. I'm on the other side of the glass.
I'm just wondering, do you have any hand in picking, cause we were talking earlier about Allie, and you get these characters like Thorax who are going to have a little bit more lines in the future. Do you invite some maybe people you want to see on the show, hey, you should audition for this part?
Well, we try, because we've auditioned people before, and maybe they didn't get cast, but we remember them.
Yes.
So we call them back. So exactly, it is. They're like, oh, I remember this guy's voice didn't suit for that character, but might work here. But that might be 2 years ago, you know what I mean? And they'll be doing something else. So you never know, that kind of thing. So yeah, voice support auditions is always fun because hang out with the actors and stuff. So once that's done, and the cake is finished, and the gingerbread cookie is consumed, and then we move on to the next. And then so it's a storyboard. Once we got the voice, and then they put in the track. It's one track of the episode, and then the storyboard artist will open up that track and listen, and they'll look at the script and turn that words into pictures. And that's an interesting stage too. That's a hard stage. That's a 7/24 job. You're always thinking, how do I make a picture and just stuff. Anyway, I'll make it quicker. I can see some of you oh, okay, where is this going? Oh my God, when is this gonna end? Anyway, so we review, they finish their thumbs. We call the thumbs. They do a quick sketch of little boxes. So they present it to us, and then we will go to a room with the screen, and I was follow the scripts, and making sure the shots and the story was all making sense, and then we make some modifications, and they go back, storyboards go back to finish, clean up, and adding poses and stuff. And then after that's done, completely finished, they will put into the editing, and then make into a movie of that, a 22. Or at that time it's a little longer, usually it's a little longer. And then we'll review that movie, we'll make our notes, on 2,000 panels in 2 weeks. This is the longest of our job. We have 2 weeks to do this job, but in between we have meetings and stuff, so we really don't have 2 weeks. We have maybe 3 days to go through 2,000, 4,000 panels. And we do modifies on each panel to pass up expressions and making sure the shots works and stuff. This is our last call of making the show, because once the animatic, this is called animatic, once this QuickTime is done, it's the blueprint of this show. So that's when Hasbro comes into. Hasbro comes in, I have to present to them. Well, after animatic is done, I present it to them, they look at it, oh yeah, it's good, okay. And then there's a couple comments here and there. Usually we're on the same page, that's pretty good. If we're not, then I'm in trouble, right? So anyway, so they'll come back with notes and we'll fix it, and then we'll lock it. Once it's locked, once this animation is locked, it's usually locked at a certain time, and then we send to animation. And the backgrounds. So the backgrounds, it's called a background BG build. We call it BG build. They're building the backgrounds without characters for each scene. So they're based on the animatic, okay, there's a cookie shop here, and then the camera turns around, the cookie shop should be over there, so that's their job, without having characters. And then the layout, putting all the backgrounds and characters and props, and all the designs, and this is when everything coming together. And then they post out the shows, and And once it's posted, we approve, and then we send to, this is a little sad, we send overseas to do animation, because we don't have animation in the studio anymore. In time, when I started Pony, I remember season one and two, we did it in-house in the studio.
Was that in DHX?
Yeah.
Okay, and now you've got a second studio you work with to send it over there to do the animation and it comes back.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was DHX, and I was animation director for the.
Yes,
so
that was when you were doing the layout and the animation.
Right. So the in-house team and stuff. So that was great, but then it's just not enough. It's a quality. That's the thing. Another thing is the quality of the show. The demand is so high.
It's so high now. If you watch a season 1 episode, I was actually kind of wondering, like, if anybody in here has looked inside of animation, you have these asset libraries. It's just what you must be working with now, like all of those backgrounds and settings, and even what that looks like. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a lot of. We have a huge reuse library.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, animation in a way, like the storytelling and how the show goes. We already, starting from this point, I didn't know. All the shows I've done, I've never had this fan base like you guys supporting us. Thank you. And then, so since it started taking off, there's no way to bring it down. You know, you can't. You just can't. Even though like production's like, no, that's too much money to do. But you just can't. So everything has to compensate each other in a way. Money, labor, and ideas, creativity has to have a balance, and that's what we're doing. So sometimes we are looking at the big picture of the seasons, not just like single episodes. And then like big picture, okay, so we're gonna have a big show here, and then in the middle of the season should be a bigger show, or maybe a couple songs here and there. We're planning out the whole thing. So that way, when you watch it, each episode, slowly you're getting, oh, that's what we're getting to. Until you finish the whole season, that's exactly how we planned it. And you're like, oh, that's why that episode was so simple, because the next episode was so crazy.
Yeah, I actually noticed that. I don't know if anybody else did, but you sometimes have a simple episode, and the next one would be in a new location where all of the art was original. You have all of these characters with different body types and all this other crazy stuff. So then I'm like, oh yeah, they needed a break.
Yeah. Also, like, you need to finish that show a little earlier for this one to drag a little longer. And that's pretty much what it is. So anyway, after animation is done, we send overseas and then come back, we do rough cuts, and then we send it to Hasbro again. They review it one more time, make sure the animation works. And so I sit in the editing room with the animation director. So the editors, it's in one of our jobs too, which is really interesting because you gotta be good at timing. You're good at the machines and whatever program they use, and you're just editing with directors. So a lot of times editor get to move up to be a director as well because they have to have a sense of storytelling and timing, and that's what it is. That's another job that not a lot of people know, I think, editors. Anyway, after rough cut, do you want me to talk about rough cut? We're sitting so editor, me, and the animation director, 3 of us in the room. And we have this speaker and a tiny little screen. It's rough cut. It's called the rough. It's supposed to be rough. So you're looking at the animation handed in and all put it together, and you're watching it through. You're like, okay, so this doesn't work and that doesn't work. Sometimes animation come back. It's really good. I mean, they're really good at what they're doing, and we have really good animation directors making sure the animation works. But sometimes in our mind, like this person, say I'm grabbing this water and I drink like this. Looks great. I mean, there's nothing to say about it. But if I'm angry at this point, that's not what I would do. I would like, that's what I would do, right? So that would be my revision to the animation director. Sorry, looks great, but not what I'm looking for. So that's where the revision comes in. And that's the fun part, right? Animation is always fun. It's hard work. Yeah. I remember for the first 10 years of my career, I didn't stop. Like you.
It's long hours.
Yeah, long hours.
Especially if you learn traditionally too.
Yeah. So it's long hours, and I always take freelance works because I never want to stop. I just want to go. For the first 10 years, no breaks.
I kind of just think of this, I have a word for this, it's like animators' insanity or craziness. You have to be a little bit like crazy to be able to stay that focused on something for so long.
We're all crazy.
Yeah, okay, see, look.
Yeah, we are. We're like white beard and all wrinkly like outside, but inside me it's a little kid like jumping around like we're not crazy. But anyway, so after animation, now I'm coming back.
Yeah, you got the rough cut, you got the animation.
Yeah, calm down, Denny Lu. After the animation is done, and then we send it to Hasbro, we got their notes, come back, and then we revise it, and then we do a couple cuts to lock it in time. And then once it's locked in time, this is the final. That's the final. All the picture fixes. We have. So after the client give notes, we cut it again. It's called a fine cut. So it's a little finer than the rough cut. And then we'll do it one more time after the fixes, and we call it a picture lock. So picture lock is locking in time. And also at that time, we're picking like, hey, the hoof is not attached to the legs, or hey, there's a broken chest, and then there are kids here, but I think it's okay. There's like, there are broken butts. Ponies' butts, they're broken butts. Sometimes the back piece and the hip, they don't join together so well. So we have to fix those.
Yeah, has anybody seen any of the animation errors? Like Derpy's a famous one, right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
you guys have seen.
Yeah, you know that.
So, and you know what? We've gone through so many stages picking the fine mistakes and stuff. Still, you guys will post on YouTube like, how did we miss that? I did not know that. Like, we have the sharpest eyes. Like, our animation director is amazing. And sometimes, I remember there's one episode that people post on YouTube, and it was one of the animation director's notes still left in the scene, and they went on air.
I've never seen that one. I never saw that.
I was like, how did that happen? How did we miss that? But that's the thing, you can never, that's another thing of production. There's a pipeline that's built for you, you follow that, and this is the time you have. And then anything beyond that you can't. You have to call a stop, right?
Yeah.
So doesn't matter how long you spend on the episode, eventually you gotta have some mistakes that you never catch. And that's what it is. And then sometimes we let stuff for you guys to catch. No, that's a joke. No, we don't.
No, we meant it to be that way. It was for you.
Yeah. And then so after the picture is locked, anyway, happy, everybody happy, and then so that's the fun thing after that is we send the picture to sound effects and then score. So this is where music and sound effects come in. So they follow the picture, sound effects to the hoofs, and then like little water or like whatever it is, and then score is amazing. It's like we have Will doing the score, so talented. We just tell him like, okay, this is the episode, and then a couple things, and then he'll come back with this amazing, like almost most of the time he's brain on. Like he puts in more music than we needed, right? So we just like takes him out. We want some silent places, but it's so dramatic. He helps the pictures even like he enhances it a lot more with the music, with the score helping. So after the sound effects and then music are done, then we put it together, and this is our treat for directors. So we have this place we sit in. It's like a giant 300 screen theater with 5 seats. And then we sit in there, we review the show with the best sound quality and the picture. And then it's that big. So when you have a little speck, on your screen, we're gonna see it this big, so we can catch it at that point. And then at that point, we hear the sound effects and the score all together. And pretty much it's the final that what you guys see on TV. So after that, we give a couple notes, they adjust, and then that's the end of the episode. And we send a tape to the network, and that's the end.
And that's how you make one episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
That's one episode. And then, just so you know, all in that time of the one episode, we're still doing designs and storyboards and still doing voices and still doing script reading, still reviewing a bunch of stuff. Our job is like we have a really good production team helping us. My wife is actually in the production team in Pony. That's an accident. I didn't say, hey, you come to work with me. No. But it's nice. We have a puppy, so me and my wife would get into the car together. We're like, hey, drive to work, no problem. And put the puppy under my seat, and then he's like, can we go play? Can we go play? And I'm like, no, I'm working. You gotta be assertive, right? Dog whisper. That's what Cesar Malone says. But anyway, so that's the end of the episode, and then so it takes about I think it's around just under a year, around that, or like 10 months kind of the period. So it's a long time, takes a lot of effort, a lot of reviews, and constant, like in our days, sometimes our busy days, we just go reviews, okay, next reviews, and then an hour here, 2 hours there, and maybe 4 hours, sometimes it's an all-day review, and then go home, we have to read scripts and stuff. So at the end of the day, like we crank, like our brains, like, because you only get 2 hours to call notes, you can't go over that. So you have to be quick, make decisions. Denny, come on, like make decisions, make the right decision, don't make the wrong decision. The decision had to be convincing enough that the crew feel like, oh yeah, you make the right call. And you don't just make calls because you're a call. You make the calls because it's better. I think that's the most important thing. A lot of times people have their ego like, no, I want to make change because I want to change. But does the change makes it better or it's just different, right? So only to make it better, and that's when we make the call. And now we save a lot of time as well. Where was I leading with this?
So, well, one thing I was wondering, because I asked you earlier, so you're running all of these productions for all of these episodes at the same time. Is there any particular episode in your mind, maybe recently, where something didn't go quite right, or maybe you had a really good time making it, like a production story that sticks out in your head?
It's hard to say because Pony, as you guys know, like it's been running for so long, so it has its own system.
Yeah.
Other shows in the studio might be new. They still need like executives talking to the clients stuff. We are working with the clients like side by side. You know, in a way they respect our ideas, we respect their decisions. So to have a drama episode, it's almost not allowed. It will not happen.
Because you're at such a tight production schedule.
Yeah, so it's so strong, and then the people will perceive, okay, this episode will have problems, so they already hired more people to tackle it.
To deal with, when you come up with problems, it's like, no, we can't have this, so let's bring more people on to get this solved.
Right. Our production crew is so amazing in a way they precede the problems happen, so they prevent that problem before it happens. It's like, what was that movie Tom Cruise was in a long time ago? Hey? Yeah, Minority Report, that was it. Our production is Minority Report. But it's not criminal that you kill, okay? But yeah, so that's pretty much at the end of the day, so all these reviews, and my brain turned to tofu by the time we drive home. I'm just like a little tofu, you add a little soy sauce, you can like just eat it. And then a lot of times when I go home with my wife in the car, and she always like, okay, so what's for dinner? I'm like, don't ask me. I don't want to think. I don't want to think. You think. You make decisions. She's like, she goes around me like, why do I have to think all the time? Like, you have really good ideas about food. So anyway, so that's the whole day of like our director's life.
All right. Oh yeah, I kind of had a note about your relationship with the other directors. Since there have been, I don't know how many, maybe 5 or 6 different directors, and it's Stubby working with you?
Well, right now it's not, because me and Jim started it, just me and him, and then things got busy, and then they have to bring a third director on to help us out. So Tim was there we started the season 6, and he came in to take over every episode from me and Jim, and then to finish up. But then, have they announced who's working for season 7?
I don't know. Anybody else know? Announcement? I don't think so.
Okay, maybe
but
I should
it
say.
sounds like season 7's already in production.
Oh yeah, we're working on season 7.
Right.
It's announced, so we're working on it. So more episodes to come. You know what? I have to say the most touching thing is because I never had a show has this fan base, right? And then you guys appreciate our work. We appreciate your loving for the. It means we're doing a good job. And then the touching thing I heard from the crew is that they have a meaning for, like, because they only like a count, because of the counts, they have a group, they meet together, they watch the episode together, they talk about it, and then they become friends. I'm like, that's friendship is magic. That's what the episode show is all about. And then it really says a lot about the show. And then I have to trace back to Lauren because she created these characters, and we make sure they are, they shine like brighter than before, and they're stronger than. And that's the thing between any one of us too, right? We can be really good friends, but there's always a flaw in us that we don't see eye to eye, which is okay. You can have a bad day together, but tomorrow you're still good friends. You go shopping together, right? You go to school, you go to donut shop, you can grab a bite to eat together. You're still really good friends.
All right, I think maybe we have time for maybe a couple audience questions. We want to do that?
Yeah, do you guys want to, if there's a lot of questions, may I suggest you just start lining up like in the hall, so that way there is like order. Do you know what I mean? Like so it's easier for us to pick. Yeah, so you just come here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm like.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Brimidish. Photographer.
Don't ask about season 7, by the way. Don't ask about season 7.
What? Well, we hope the show goes, right? We can only hope because it's going great. We don't want it to go away, and you guys enjoy it. So.
Can I ask my question now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So short, sorry.
Oh, do you want to make it a little taller?
It's fine.
Well, you're torturing him.
Thank you.
Why does he have to do squats to ask questions?
Yep. Okay. The question is, has there ever been like an episode or story idea that was almost made and then was like, no, you're not doing that?
Oh yeah, there are episodes like that, and there are episodes we rewrite and rewrite. It was never work, and we had to work with whatever it is. Season, I think it was season 6, right? Season 6, there's an episode, I don't know if you guys remember, Applejack's Day Off.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so that one was a hard episode to write, because that was a lot of stories. I was like, so what's more they doing in spot? What's the drama here, So I had to make sure the drama is in that episode, but that's one of those examples of like some episodes. The idea before when they pitched, it was not like they're going to the spot and having problems or leaky things. But anyway, hope that answers your question.
Okay, let's have the next question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
My name's Sarah. I'm interested in being a voice actress, and I was wondering if there's ever any more potential for new characters.
Oh, always potential for new characters because we always write new characters. But the thing is, a lot of people want to be a voice actor, but do you have an agent?
I belong to voices.com. I actually have my business card with me if you're interested.
Well, you can. I'm not a.
He doesn't do the casting.
I'm not a voice
Okay.
director, but you give it to
understand.
like Ashley, those guys. They can definitely
They'll
direct
tell
you
you
to the
where to
right
get started.
direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thank you so much.
keep going. Yeah, your voice is so cute. So.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Next
you.
question.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Thank you for coming out here.
Oh, no
Show us
problem.
how the magic is made.
Thank
My
you.
question is about episode 100. Can you tell us anything about the production and development of it, as particularly why you chose to bring Jerky back?
That was the big fan episode where all the crazy
I
stuff
know,
happened.
yeah.
You probably might remember that one.
Yeah, I mean, we love that episode in a way that, remember Simpson has an episode of Another Day of all the side characters? That was where the idea is from. Like it's 100th episode, we want to have some ideas, something special. of all these characters that hang out in the background for the longest time, let them shine for like 2 minutes on screen for a little bit. That was pretty much the idea.
So, inspired by The Simpsons, then.
Well, in a way.
In a way. We draw inspiration from so many places.
Right.
So, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Henry Zinin.
Hi, Henry. I remember you. We talk in the hallway.
I have a few questions I want to discuss.
Just pick one. Choose one question, please.
About the movie. When are you going to release the trailer?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think. Are you involved in the movie?
Yeah, Jason is involved with the movie. We're so busy with the seasons, so I'm not.
So it sounds like you should ask Jason.
Yeah, ask Jason. Tweeting.
Go tweet it right
Tweeting,
now.
asking, like, hey, when is the teaser going to come out? With that voice, too.
All right, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
All right, maybe we have time for one more. Let's do one more question. Do we have any kids in the line back there at all? No? Good? Okay, let's just take one more.
I was wondering, most of the episodes are pretty much the same length down to the second. Do you ever feel the need to shorten an episode that you want to prolong or add filler?
Good question. This is a broadcast TV. It's not Netflix. Netflix has a lot of more flexibility for the TV, like the length of the show. But this is a broadcast. Like how long commercial are coming.
Yeah.
So we have to make exact time. We can't make a show.
Yeah. So do you ever feel the restriction?
It's fun to have the restriction.
Yeah, actually, a lot of artists will tell you it's the restriction that it forces you to be creative.
Yes, because it's the restriction. Because without the restriction, I can have this pen of you guys for like 5 minutes, or I can do like a 5-second pen. Because then move on to the next, right? You know what I mean? Like movies can have like different lenses, but because of restriction, now you control the pacing, and that's kind of like in a way that helps us to cut and edit it in a way that the broadcast requests. Does that help? Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So I think that is all the time we have. We're going to get set up for the next panel, but I want everyone to please thank you for being here.
Thank you guys. Thank you. And then if you guys have more questions, I have an
autograph session
upstairs, so you can come out and ask me and stuff. All right.
All right.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your conference.